Hey, what's up guys? So today we are going to finish mocking up and welding in the motor mounts we got from Speedway. So super excited about that. Thank you Anthony for calling me out on my engine and transmission angle. It was actually incorrect. So I measured the pinion angle and it's actually positive, not negative. So the engine and transmission are going to be raked back towards the center of the car. So thank you Anthony for calling me out on that. I also have to give a huge shout out to Dave Shorts. May the shorts be with you and all the shorts force that joined my force. So it's a great day to wear a watch. This is the Gallant Oreo watch that he so graciously traded me. So super excited about that. I actually love this watch. I wear it all the time. So definitely go check out his channel if you get a chance, and let's get these motor mounts in. Okay guys, so we've got this pretty much in there where I want it. We're sitting at 2 degrees. We've got the clearance on the pan that we want. It's actually clearing that cross member or just hanging just below it, so that's perfect. We did measure off this crank bolt. It's 13 inches from this rail to the center of it, and it's 13.5 from this rail to the center of that bolt. And that's exactly where we want it, because the 280ZX, the engine was actually offset 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch towards the passenger side, so that's all good. Put a piece of tape on the diff and going in line with the tail shaft of the transmission, just to make sure that all that's lined up. We also marked where our transmission is setting, so just threw the tape on there just so if we have to pull this out and weld in those motor mounts, we know where it needs to line up after we get it back in there. So let's go ahead and start cutting these motor mounts, get these guys in there. This one's gonna be pretty tight, so I'm gonna have to lob off most of this just so we can get it in there. We're using this spring just to line up where the bolt is actually gonna go through, and we're just eyeballing this right now. So we'll go ahead and mark this guy. Alright, so obviously I marked a little under this, but it's probably gonna be this line. We're cutting this a little big just to make sure we have room and we don't cut these too small, because you can't add any metal to it, so we can always take some away by grinding it. We'll take this line and extend it. Safety first guys, or last, either way. So this is our line. I'm actually going to cut a little underneath it just to be on the safe side. So we're just gonna eyeball this the best we can. Something like that. And that line's gonna follow somewhere along this, so we're actually gonna have to cut quite a bit more off. Now that we got the bulk of this cut off, this is going to be the tedious part, so I'm probably going to stop explaining everything. But basically we have to match all these angles. We're pretty much there, but we need to keep modifying this so it'll fit snug, and then we'll go ahead and get this tacked in, and then we'll work on the other side. We've got that one mocked up, it's in there, got the bolt through it. So we're gonna grind off some of this paint so we can get some good tacks on there. that one is tacked in there, and I saved y'all the labor pains on this one. So we got that one cut. We just have to take a little bit more off so that hole is centered, and then we will get that side tacked in, and then we'll pull this motor and weld those guys up. And then all we have to do after that is get the transmission mount fabbed up. So coming along smoothly. You're not going to be able to see it, but I did get a third tack on this back end. So now what I think I'm going to do is take out all 4 of these bolts right here on each side, and then we will go ahead and lift this engine and transmission out of the way and finish welding these guys in. So super excited. We did take out those 4 bolts that were holding this to the block, and then all I did was remove that bolt and wiggle both of these plates off to give me a little bit more room so we could pivot the engine and transmission out. But now all we have to do is we're going to take that wire wheel on that angle grinder and clean off all the paint so we can get a better weld in there and weld these guys up. This side actually turned out pretty good. This side, it's kind of boogery. We're gonna get all these cleaned up and throw some paint on them and get this engine stuffed back in there. I did go ahead and just mask them because I really don't want to unbolt these to paint them. Alright guys, I don't know about y'all, but I am super excited to see this thing mounted in there. We still have some adjustability from the transmission, so we can still pivot it up or down to achieve that 2 degrees that we're looking for. And I'm actually going to have to measure the rear pinion angle again just to make sure it didn't change now that we have all the weight in the front of the car. So, and like I said, we can change this angle just by lifting the transmission or lowering it. So that should, yep, so we're going for 2 degrees, and there it is. So we just have to jack it up or let it down, and now all we have to do is get a transmission mount mocked up. So super excited. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Y'all take it easy. Peace.